Congratulations with everything.
Oh my God, congratulations to you.
Oh my gosh. Hey,
Holy
we're
cow.
celebrating.
Holy cow.
Good
Oh,
to see you.
oh, it's so good to see you.
Oh, what's your story? Don't you dare be sour. Clap for Stephanie and feel the power.
This is a WWE and Fanatics original production.
I've been working very hard on that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. 8 years sober.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
8
amazing.
years.
Amazing.
8 years. Well, you know, the last time I was here, I was a bit of a mess. I popped 2 drug tests here. I was a little bit of a loose cannon. I was younger though.
You can share what you want to share.
Yeah. And I remember at that point in time, we were like
Yeah,
putting it
well,
on Twitter and stuff, and I was like,
there
"Ugh."
was a lot of, and myself included, a lot of concern for you.
Absolutely, I know.
And just, because we could just see you going down a not great path. But, there's no telling somebody when
No.
when they want to do whatever they want to do. So,
Yeah, exactly.
but here you are.
I know.
Yes,
I know.
yes.
I remember the first time I came back too, it was 2017. I remember you just giving me the biggest hug, and you're like, you actually said, I'm glad that you're still alive.
Yeah,
I remember that
I was
so
scared to
clearly.
death. I
yeah,
was.
and I was like, yeah, me too. Like,
Yeah.
it's good to be here. And then having that big break in between as well, these 8 years not being here, coming back. And I was like, man, I just have to get as healthy as possible when I go back there. Get in shape,
Congratulations.
make sure I'm eating good. Yeah, thank you.
Amen.
Yes, and still in the ring, I was still blown up. I was like, oh my God, I'm blowing up my ass, dude. But yeah, like,
You were just
I
jacked.
covered it.
I mean, it
I
was,
was like-
another level.
I just think, well, you all those lights at Mania, you forget how hot they are. And
Right.
like all the heat in the room and stuff like that. And so I'm like, I completely forgot that feeling. And then walking out, obviously, we were just talking about how I was shaking, and
Yeah.
I was just like, I was just so excited. And then once I got in the ring, I was just like, oh my God, I have to try and keep up with these girls now.
But you
know?
did.
Yeah, you
I
did.
did.
You
For that
did.
short stint I was in the ring.
How
you
much
know?
training did you do?
I did do a lot of training. The week
Yeah.
leading up, though, I only went to the gym once, and I regretted that so much. But I had all these other signings to do. There's no excuse. I should be in the gym. I went to last weekend. We went to the gym at 1 a.m. just to make sure that we were going to the gym.
Right.
But this week, I don't have any
Well,
excuse. I
there's
should have gone there.
something to be said for giving your body a little rest right before.
Sure,
Right?
Sure, yeah, definitely. And I was trying to eat as good as I possibly could, but I did eat pizza the day before Mania too, and I was like, oh no. But
Oh, I
need
could
to-
tell.
Yeah.
You could tell.
She said that yesterday, actually.
You know what?
I was like,
motivated me?
she's bloated.
Yeah. I was wearing shapewear in the ring. I was
Oh my
wearing
God.
shapewear.
You're so tiny.
Now I am. I feel like I do need to put on a little bit of weight. I saw Dean
Yeah.
Malenko, and he was just like, you're in great shape. But he was like, I feel like you can put a little bit of meat on your bones. And I was
Good,
like,
good.
Yeah, you're right. I went a little bit too serious with the way I was eating and the way I was moving.
Well, you just need to add some more protein.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I need to just do more.
I mean,
but-
and carbs and fat are good too.
Oh, I love it. No, I'm gonna
Right.
eat it. Trust
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
I was like, now I saw myself and I was like, oh, my legs are a little skinnier than they usually are, and I was like, no, I don't.
But
like
you
that
look fantastic.
Thank
so
you.
great, and it'll
Thank
be
you.
awesome. And
Yeah.
any phase of you is amazing.
I'm a chow. I'm a chow
know,
down.
like,
that's
I'm
a fun
eat.
That's a
task.
great thing
Yeah.
to be told to
Oh,
eat.
it is. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah, get you some carbs. Yeah, no problem.
Right, fine.
I remember the first time this is another thing you said. I always keep things in my mind when it comes to you. She's very special to me. Always been a total sweetheart.
Feelings mutual.
I adore you. And I remember sitting in the makeup chair and you were just like, how is your stomach still flat even when you're sitting in a makeup chair? And I was just like, oh, it made me feel so good, And so 14 years later, I was like, hey, if I'm going back, I want Stephanie to see me sitting down and having a flat stomach. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
hell yeah.
Yes.
So it made me feel $1 million. So it's like
you should feel
you're
$1
very
million
wise. You're very wise, and the things you say kind of hit a lot of people. I think we were talking about you before you came in here. Just
About me
how-
being late.
No. It's okay to be late.
It's not okay.
okay.
It's not okay.
You were
it's your
working,
time.
but also-
yes,
You were
I know,
working. You
but
were
still.
working.
You made a point to call her because
Exactly.
she was like, she felt so bad.
I thought that was so nice. Yeah, you called me being like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, hey,
well,
you're the boss.
I was. I
you
feel
know?
like that's unprofessional.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm sorry.
appreciate it. But
For me, not for you. I'm the host.
yeah. We're in the middle of WrestleMania, you guys. And she's got a billion things to do. And she's 10 minutes late. And she's like, I am so sorry. I'm like, hey, you got a lot on your plate right now.
Well,
you know, I
don't
get
we
it.
all?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
This week's been a busy one.
Yeah. Tell us about it. And tell us how you were feeling and how did it all come to be.
You know,
and
let me tell you the story of how it came
Okay.
to be. Because it involves Jelly and Bunny.
really?
Yeah. So I'm actually, one of my best friends is Bunny. I love that woman so much. Like, we are very, very close, right?
Wow.
And so she,
Hey, how's her book tour doing?
oh, she's crushing it. She, like, 6 weeks in a row, she was like the New York Times bestseller. Like, she's
That's amazing.
smashing. And I was so
Awesome.
proud of her. But she was doing her book tour and she was doing her live podcast and she was in LA. So she texted me being like, can you come on? I was like, absolutely.
Awesome.
And so I get there, and then, you know, her manager comes and gets me, and she was like, hey, you got a friend in there? And I was like, who? And I go down there, and it's Brad Slayer. So that's Dwayne's agent.
Yeah.
Right? And I've known him for over 10 years because of fighting with my family and stuff. You know, great guy, always checks in on me every 6 months. I'll get
great.
a text from him. Yeah. And so he was in there, and he was like, it's so great to see you. Gives me a big hug. And then Jelly was just like, I'm gonna end up cussing a little bit, but he was like, what the fuck, you know, like, when are you gonna bring it back? Give a call to your guy and stuff. And Brad looks at me, he's like, do you want to come back? And I was just like, yeah, I would love
Really?
to come back. Yeah, I would love it, you know? And then he was like, all right, let me make a call. So he calls Nick, and within 30 minutes, you know, Nick had said, sure, let's get a meeting with her. So
Awesome.
a week later, he flies to LA to the WWE offices out there. I went and met him for about 10 minutes, you know. Great guy.
Right?
Love him.
Right.
Big
He
fan of
is
him.
a really, really great guy.
Yeah, big fan of him. And
Super smart, right?
super smart.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And you know,
And talk about psychology.
yeah,
yeah.
he's got a business brain on him.
Yeah.
But, you know,
And a people brain.
yes.
Yeah, he's
but
got both.
I thought I'd be intimidated by him, but going in there,
He's easy going.
He's easygoing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he's like, two
Well,
things.
in certain settings.
Yeah, sure. He goes, two things. Your neck has to be okay, and we have to do a drug test, right? Because I was like, fair
Yeah.
enough. I was
Yeah.
like, hey, I can control the drug test. I'm clean as a whistle, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was like, I don't know how my neck's been. It's been a few years since I got it checked, but last time I got it checked, it was perfect. So I'm not really concerned about it. And so, you know, I fly to, the next week I fly to Birmingham. Nikki was there getting her ankle
Oh, wow.
done.
Yeah.
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 Same time.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
weird.
That's super weird.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like, what the heck?
definitely.
Yeah, it's like perfect timing.
Yeah.
And so I was at the doctor there from like 5:45 a.m. until like 3 or 4 in the afternoon doing all these tests because, I mean, you guys have to be thorough, right? Making
Yeah.
sure my neck is perfect. And at one point, I thought something was wrong because all the doctors around the screen just being like, you know,
Like, right?
Yeah, calling up
Talking,
the doctor.
pointing at stuff.
Oh my gosh, I was like, something's happening. They're not gonna let me go back, you know. And then and I'm exhausted, just sitting there, you know, waiting for the answer. And then he comes in and he was like, "You ready to go home, kid?" And I was like, I bawled my eyes out. We actually have clips of it. My friend was recording it. I cried my eyes out. It was a couple of things. The fact that my neck was good, and last time I was in WWE, my neck wasn't, and I had to retire, and I had to miss out on all these massive things like the Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, like all these things I didn't get to be a part of, even though I was part of the group that helped kind of
Right,
ignite
yeah,
that,
you were.
right?
For
And then-
sure.
Yeah, and then
They made a whole movie about it.
that whole thing about it. I keep forgetting about that thing, you know, and it's just the fact that I'm gonna be okay. And so I was like, wow, my neck is good. I'm happy. I'm healthy. Like
Right?
everything's going right. And then, so I was bawling my eyes out, hugging the doctors. You know, I actually sent Hunter a voice note being like, I'm cleared, you know, like, you can't get rid of me, you know. And then I get another text, you know, from Stacy, and she was like, all right, let's do the blood test. So I do the blood, peed a little bit too, you know, they got all that out the way. And then for some reason I had in my head that, what if I ate something? Like a poppy seed or something
Right,
like that.
right.
I start
Or took
getting in my
allergy
head-
medicine or something.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't even take an ibuprofen. Like
wow.
I'm so worried about any kind of like medicinal stuff, pharmaceutical stuff,
yeah.
which is crazy for me considering 10 years ago I didn't care at all, you know?
Right.
But I really worry about that kind of stuff. So I was like, maybe I drank something that was weird. You know, I was just so worried. Anyway, I was fine. They were like, you're good, calm down kind of thing. And so, yeah, I was completely cleared. And then it kind of went into negotiations. And then Mania, that was on Monday. We were getting all that done. And then this weekend was obviously Mania. So it was a bit of a quick
wow, that was
turnaround.
fast.
Yeah.
The #1 sports fan festival, Fanatics Fest, returns to the Javits Center in New York City from July 16th to the 19th, 2026. Fanatics has just announced the return of Fanatics Games, bringing back its high-stakes cross-sport competition where everyday fans go head-to-head with some of the biggest names in sports.
The 2026 Fanatics Games introduces an expanded format with a $2 million total prize pool and new nationwide qualifying opportunities for fans to compete alongside elite athletes. The inaugural winner, Tom Brady, as well as reigning fan champion Matt Denish, will be back.
WWE superstars Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Cody Rhodes, and Jey Uso will also be joining the competition for a shot at the title. Head to fanaticsfest.com to apply to compete or grab your tickets to Fanatics Fest. You don't want to miss out. So when's the last time you actually wrestled?
2 years ago. The whole time I've been thinking about just coming back to WWE. That's all I wanted, and to wrestle again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at the Royal Rumble, people thought I was coming back then.
Yeah.
They were going crazy.
I know.
for it.
I did actually hear that.
They
Yeah.
were going crazy if I was going to be number 30. And I was just like, oh man, well, the interest is still there.
Yeah.
You know? I was
yeah,
like, okay,
which
they
is a
still
great
like me.
feeling, right?
It's a great
Because you just
feeling.
never know.
You never know.
Yeah, and it's
I
like,
thought my-
it feels pretty awful when they don't want you.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they don't care. And you're just like,
Yeah.
oh man. And I went through that stage where people
Because
stopped
that's
caring.
what you thought?
It was in my head.
Yeah.
It was in my
Because I
head.
know
Yeah,
people care about you.
they do.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because you're very special.
Thank you. Oh,
You
this is
are.
why people cry. This is funny.
This is
But
exactly
it's so
why.
true.
Okay,
And
yeah.
everybody feels it. And even your energy, having you sit there and be back and talk, I'm like so excited for people to hear you and see you and see how great you look and feel and, just
you.
hear about your journey and
Thank you.
to come through everything you've come through
Mm-hmm.
and to still be you.
Yeah.
Like this super cool, like 100%, 100,000% yourself.
Thank
You know,
you.
I don't think it's possible for you to be anything but you.
Oh, my dad would kick my ass if I was any different. I tell you what, we were doing a UK tour with WWE, and I was just back then we had like live events. We were on a grind, right? We'd be home for like one day. We
Yeah,
would fly on
yeah.
Christmas. Like we were just on a grind, which grateful for it, right? But I was really tired. I was very tired. And we landed in the UK, and there was a ton of fans outside. And like, I wasn't rude to him, but I was like, I'm going to bed. I'll be back down later. And my dad didn't like the tone of the way I said that. So he was like, sorry for cussing again, but it is my dad. He was like, get your fucking ass over there and you sign those autographs. He was like, they pay your bills, they do this. And I'm like, okay, in front of all the fans. So I'm like, I'm sorry, Dad. So I'm like, signing those yeah, so I was like, okay, I should never do that. But I also remember, he taught me, people remember the way they make you feel.
That's right.
So they may not remember the things that you said, the things that you do, but they remember that feeling that you
They
gave
sure
them
do.
100%. So that moment for them, they'll remember for the rest of their life. But I had an experience when I was a kid. This bitch.
Oh,
Let me tell you. Emma
Oh, boy.
Bunton from the Spice Girls.
oh.
Right?
What
I've forgiven
happened?
her since then. Oh,
What
let
happened?
me tell you. So let me paint a picture for you. Early 90s, right? I was a kid, early 90s. And my mum and dad were on the same show as her, this morning show in the UK. And she's signing autographs for everyone's kid, the staff's kid and stuff like that. My mum and dad, like, they're a rough couple, I get it, but they go up and they're like, can you sign this from my door? And she was like, no. And it broke my heart. Like,
Wait, why'd she do that?
I don't know. She signed for everybody else. She wouldn't sign
So
for me.
have you ever spoken to her?
So yeah, I did
Okay.
tweet at her. I was just like, hey, if you want
but
to
not,
make...
you didn't see her.
No. I
Okay.
tweeted at her. I was like, if you want to make up for not signing an autograph for me, 30 years ago, I'd appreciate if you came to the Wembley show. And she was like, responded instantly. She was like, I am so sorry. That's not how I am and all that kind of stuff. I was like, oh, I'm
Wow.
not trying to give you a hard time. But I was like, but you
No,
did
no,
heal
you
my
did.
inner
Yeah.
child right there.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Sporty
That's
Spice
great.
would never
Yeah.
do that.
Sporty Spice would never.
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 She would never
saying.
do that. I love her. But yeah, it's like it really did. And that
I
kind of
guess
stuck
she's
with
human
me.
too, right?
Everyone's
could've had a
human.
bad
Everyone
day.
has a bad moment.
Yeah.
That's why I don't try and judge if someone's not be in their self for a second. I'm just
Yeah.
like, hey, they're just having a moment. It'll pass, you know?
And I think sometimes it's like you just don't know. If you don't know someone and they do that, you don't know they're just having a bad day, right? You like
Exactly.
assume that's the way they are the whole time.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
I don't know why it's easy for human nature to assume the worst in others.
Oh, you know,
Right? Like, what is that?
I don't know. You always believe the bad stuff over the good stuff. And it's always,
Yeah.
I always say it's always easier to be a heel over a baby face because
Agreed.
It's easier for people to hate you than
It's so
like
much
you.
easier.
And I never understand that with human nature because I would never be the kind of person that would comment on someone's post and be like, you look ugly.
Right?
You
Me
know, I'm
neither.
like, what goes through your
Yeah.
head when you
Yeah.
do something like that? I don't understand why it's human to believe the negative stuff like that.
Yeah, I know.
It's hard.
I've stopped reading my ex feed.
You should. You
Yeah, I
should.
mean,
They're
I'll still
horrible.
look at it for news and stuff like that, even though I don't love the super algorithm of everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, in general, across all social. Like, on the one hand, it's fun, but I used to miss getting a bunch of different types of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I like to see different perspectives,
Yeah,
right?
a
Because
lot
I
of
feel like
different
that's the
sides.
best way for me to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like only being fed one perspective. It
Yes.
drives me crazy, so I have to go search it.
Yeah.
But
I hate that.
Yeah.
I understand completely. With Twitter especially, it's like you ghost and post kind of thing. Or
Yeah.
post and ghost.
Yeah.
It's just
That's
easier
right.
that way.
Yeah.
That's what the Cavender twins
yeah,
taught us when we asked, because they're like influencers on social, and that was their advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's like, again, people could be so negative and like right
And
now.
mean.
And mean.
Mean.
That was one thing I was shooting for Unreal. I
Yeah.
was shooting for Unreal, and I said the one thing that I'm most stressed about is how mean fans can be on social media. And I was like, I don't want them to deter me in any way because they do.
Yeah.
They can attack you. But right now, everyone's been really, really positive, and I have been like kind of doom scrolling a little bit. Just
I
to
know, I
see.
know.
I was like, oh, I can't help it because I'm
right?
like, everyone's and their reactions.
I know,
and
I
stuff
love it,
is
but
great.
that's the thing. We all love the feedback, right?
Everyone loves
Yeah.
the feedback.
But then you can't help how your like soul gets crushed
oh.
when you start reading some of the mean
The,
stuff.
the one negative
Yeah,
that
you
takes
can have
you
100
out.
positive. That one
Yeah.
negative, you're like, wow, I suck. I'm awful.
I'm
And
the
then-
worst.
Yes, exactly.
And meanwhile, what my husband always says, and I think I've said on this podcast, is he goes, "Would you ask that person for advice
it's true.
about anything?" Mm-hmm. Like, no.
No.
So why do I care what they think? right?
Exactly. Like,
And
what
they're
do they
just
do?
trying to stir trouble anyway.
Exactly. They want a
You can
reaction.
only, they're what's it called? Rage baiting.
Rage baiting.
Yes,
Okay,
rage
Stan.
baiting.
They get me sometimes.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
I have 3 kids, three girls. Yeah,
I'm
women.
learning too. Even I like the language or whatever.
I know there's a
it
whole nother. It
changes.
does constantly.
Yeah, my niece
and
and nephews.
spelling and actuality of words is not a thing.
Oh
Yeah, I have no idea
They
what's
like
going on.
make up words.
Yes.
and
We-
think it's okay.
The 6, 7, I'm like, I get it drives me nuts. I don't know
Oh,
what
that's
this is.
just being out of age.
Okay. Okay, but it's cool for them, not cool for me.
It's
I agree.
very cool for them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They
I'm
get
just
it.
like, what?
They get it.
drives me nuts.
What Nick Kahn always says is when you start, you're starting to get older when music and technology.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when you can't, you
don't
stick
get it.
to
Yeah.
what you love. Like, what do these young kids listen to?
It's just
You don't like
noise.
it? Yeah.
Back in my day, we used to have
Yeah.
real music. you
Yeah.
know?
That's right.
Jackie and I learned this morning that instead of saying like, "What is this shit?" you say, "What is TS?"
What is TS?
TS. So you don't say this shit, which is like, okay, you don't swear, but you have to say TS now.
Is
Oh,
what is this
fair
shit a commonly said phrase?
Or like, I'm sick of TS. I'm over TS.
I mean, they're just getting lazy.
Yeah,
with
they're
it.
just,
you
you
just
just
say-
think it is.
I know.
They're just
Yeah.
lazy.
Yeah, well, there was this one time I was at this music festival, and this girl was like, "Can I take a 0.5 with you?" And I'm like,
Yes, it's a particular type of picture.
"Yeah." And I'm
Yes.
like, "You mean just a photo?" Like, yeah.
No, but what
is
does the 0.5 do? I forget.
it? Like zooms out. It's
Oh,
wide
okay.
angle. Yeah, and I'm like,
Okay.
"This isn't flattering though."
Yeah,
Actually, no, you
Yeah.
can't.
Who wants
I
a
get
good
it.
wide angle lens?
Not me.
From the
me
from the
either.
ground.
Oh my gosh, not a big fan of that.
But we were being explained this new phrase,
Oh,
and Jackie
yes.
and I were like, "But why don't?"
Oh
why-
wait, who's explaining it? My girls.
perhaps.
Maybe.
So
It's
they're
okay.
they're often
they're
saying,
cool.
"What is
I'm
this
not.
shit
You
in
know.
your house?"
Yeah, I guess they say it
But
when I'm not
we
around.
were I feel like we sounded so old. We're like, "Well, why can't you just say it? Why don't you just say it out?" Like
Right.
just we couldn't get it. I don't know. It was,
Yeah.
I had someone say this food was gas.
oh,
And I didn't know if that was a good or a bad thing.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, this food is gas. And I was like,
So it is a good thing?
yeah, it's a
Gas?
good
Yeah,
thing. I didn't
yeah,
know gas
yeah.
was a good thing, though.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Gas always sound like a terrible thing.
Trying to think of the word Aurora used to describe one of the fellow members on her team. She's going to cringe when she hears this, but it was super positive. She's disgusting.
No.
She's disgusting at her position.
Oh.
And I
Oh,
was
that's a
like,
good
Like
thing.
you're
I know
sick.
that
yeah.
one.
And I
sick.
asked, I was like, that's a good thing, right? And she's like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just disgusting. I'm like, oh, yeah,
She's
she
sick.
is. She is pretty good. My new legacy title is an original, fully custom designed from the ground up to commemorate my career inside and out of the WWE ring. The belt features 907 crystals, golden metallic prints, a black velvet strap, and the center and side plates contain artwork in reference to the McMahon family crest. You can get my legacy belt now at WWE Shop and Fanatics.
Dude, I will say, I have always, this is like a complete conversation changer for a
Okay,
second.
okay.
I've just, since you started this podcast, I have been dying to come onto it.
You're kidding.
No, I'm being dead serious.
So you should just like text me.
I know, but I don't ever want to invite myself. You know, hey, can you do me this
Why?
favor and let me come on there?
No.
Come on.
Yeah.
You
Doing
wouldn't be
us a
doing you a
favor.
favor. Yeah, you're doing us a favor.
Oh, no, I just really thankful to be on here because I've been dying to get on this sucker for a while.
Well, I hope
we
I
made
hope
it
we don't.
happen.
I hope
I
we
just
don't
had to
disappoint.
win this bad boy to be on
Yeah.
That's what I do. Make debuts. I do debuts. Win championships.
There,
Right?
Amen.
Amen.
That's
Yeah.
a T-shirt. Make
Yeah.
debuts,
Yeah.
win championships.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I can't help
That's right.
myself. Gosh.
That's right.
Yeah, everyone's really positive about it though, so
Yeah.
we're good. We're good. And no one actually thought it was going to happen. I mean, some did.
Yeah.
But because me and Brie aren't actually like
That's the thing. I
Yeah.
didn't, I
tag
didn't
team
know it was going
partners.
to happen.
Yeah,
at
they
all.
thought
It was a
maybe-
surprise.
Yeah, they thought maybe Bailey or Lyra or, you know.
Yeah.
Which, okay, sorry.
Okay,
I
tell
ADHD
me,
brain
tell
right
me.
now. I'm going all over the place. It's
good.
But Lyra actually predicted me winning the Divas Championship all those years ago.
No.
She was a big fan of AJ and I. And she had tweeted a long time ago, it was 2014, the day before I was supposed to debut. She was like, I predict that Paige is going to debut tomorrow and she's
No
going to take
way.
the championship away from AJ. I was like, how did you know that? And then like all these years later, we're in a match together and I thought that was really cool.
So many full circle moments.
Yeah, super
Right?
cool. Like super,
Crazy.
super cool. So yeah. Sorry, I have ADHD, so I do go all
No,
over the place.
I'm with
but
you.
This
I'm
is your
good.
podcast. You
I'm
take
good.
over.
No, I love it. I love it. We're here to talk about you
Yeah.
anyway.
Me. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit if you know, whatever you want to share, whatever you feel comfortable sharing, or whatever you
Mm-hmm.
want to talk about, not to steal that line from you, Cody, but you know, it is about your story and your journey. And yes, there was a movie about it, right? And then there's this long period of time where people don't know, you know, sort of what was going on with you.
Yeah.
I think, you know, you hit a low, a really
I
low
hit a
low.
rock bottom. Yeah. No pun intended. Like,
And what was that? Whatever you feel comfortable describing what that was like for you, but most importantly, what was the climb out?
oh my gosh, yes. So, you know, I got into a bit of trouble when I was younger. You know, like I started drinking and partying with the wrong people. You know, and then I ended up having like a certain relationship that wasn't the healthiest. You know, and like I kind of relied on the drugs when it comes to that too.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, these tapes get released, you know, from when I'm 19 years old, which is, I never wish that on anybody. I was so humiliated and I
I'm
was
so sorry.
I was devastated, and it's very hard to talk about, but also like it's weird. It's hard in these settings to talk about, but I can joke about it behind the scenes.
Well,
you know?
because you're joking about it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm very quick to joke about it. But yeah, and
It's,
so
it's a defense mechanism.
it is.
Yeah, and
yeah.
a survival tactic.
Yeah, exactly. And I just remember when they got released, I was on drugs in a certain relationship, and then there was my neck as well.
Yeah.
It was my neck surgery, and so I wasn't at work. But I remember you guys were constantly reaching out to me, and they were like, we can't help you unless you tell us what's going on. We cannot help you unless you want the help, but we want to help you, you know? So they kept reaching out, and I was like, I'm fine. And you guys even like flew me out to Connecticut and sat down with me and was just like, you have to talk to us. You have to let us help you. And I'm like, I'm fine. And then I remember you bringing me to a Tampa Raw, and you did this whole medical checkup on me because I got really skinny. I had mats in my hair. I was very skinny. And I remember like I had to put my arms on the wall so they could see like the bones in my back and stuff just to see. And they were like, we want to help you, but we can't unless you want us to. And I'm just like, I'm fine, you know, eventually. And so I went through that really awful stage. And I was actually talking to Amy Lita today, and she was just talking about that time in my life. And, you know, she would be like, her and Renee would talk about, even in like, it's a jokey way, but it's like a harmless jokey way. But she was like, which one of us is going to have to go rescue her from the trunk of a car? You know, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, and I remember Renee coming to see me in the middle of that time too.
Ribbing on the square.
Huh?
Ribbing on the square.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so Renee came and saw me, and she said after the fact, she was like, I've never felt such an intense, weird feeling being around you. Because usually it's like very comfortable and stuff. She was like, I was just so worried. And I cut out all my family. I cut out all my friends. I cut out you guys, you know, because I was convinced you guys hated me. You know, I was convinced no one wanted me around. I was convinced, you know, I was alone. And then when these tapes came out, you know, I ran out of the house door, took off, kept running. And like, I see the first thing come up, the second thing come up, and I'm like, and again, I wasn't in the best situation. And so I was like, I ran. So I run outside this grocery store, and I hide in this bush, and I'm like,
Where are you? What country are you in?
in Texas.
Oh,
I'm in Texas. Yeah.
which is its own country.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm in San Antonio, Texas, and I hide in this bush, and I said, if my dad is not okay with this, because I'm being like, people are humiliating me online. It is bad. It was
And you're
bad.
reading it.
I'm reading it, and I'm just like, I'm sick, and I'm like, oh my gosh, people can see me. They can see, and I made mistakes in these
Right,
videos and
of
stuff that I
course,
would
of
never
course.
do. You know what I mean? Like, it's just,
It's your private life.
it's my private life.
Yes, and you're allowed to have a private life.
Yeah, I was young.
Or at
you know,
least
I was like
you
19 years
think
old.
you are.
know?
Yeah.
And so like it's gonna be really hard. She fucking got me. She fucking got me. God damn. We were just talking about this. I was like, oh no. Sorry.
No, you take your time. Take your time.
Damn it. I'm not good at crying in front of people. So I hide in this bush, and I call my dad, and I was like, if my dad doesn't accept me for this, I'm gonna kill myself. That was it, you know? I was like, I can't be here anymore. So again, I was at a
Tissue's coming.
stage, thank you, thank you. And so I went through that stage of feeling like I was completely alone. And I felt like my dad is my life, you know, and if he can't accept the fact that these tapes are out, I don't know. If I was ready to do it. I was done. And so I called him, and he was fucking fantastic. He was fucking fantastic. He goes to me, it's all right, princess. He was like, everyone has a sex life. You know, yours just happened to be on the internet. And he goes, you know what? He goes, you know what? Right. You could be famous like Kim Kardashian. And I'm like,
true. It could work in your favor.
I was like, how the fuck do you know Kim Kardashian? I was like so confused. And he saved my life that day. He saved my life. He absolutely saved my life because I was ready. Like, I was doing everything I can just to not be here anymore. And I was just, that was the lowest I've ever been in my life. Lowest, and I never thought I'd reach that point of like wanting to do harm to myself, but I had reached it, and my dad saved my life. Yeah.
What would you say to people who are feeling the same way you did?
Yeah, they are not alone. Absolutely not. You convince yourself that you're alone. You are not alone. And the best thing you can have, and I learned this in therapy, thanks to you guys getting me therapy, is community is the most important thing around you.
Yeah.
So the people that you have, like, oh man, I'm so lucky and I'm so blessed to have the most positive, like, the most positive influences around me, the most happy people around me. And my two best friends, when I got when I made the call to you guys, I was like, I want to come home. The first time I came back, you guys bought my flight. You got me home back to Orlando. I moved in with two of my best friends, Joey and Raquel. I mentioned their names, they're amazing. But I moved in with them so they can make sure that I was safe and that I wasn't doing anything stupid. And they got sober with me.
Wow.
Like, so it was really great. I had that community. And then you guys got
Yeah,
me this.
think about the influence you had on them.
Oh, man. Yeah, they're still
Right?
sober to this day.
Yeah.
It's really great. And they moved to LA with me. Like, they've just always been my life
Your
support,
people.
you know, my
Yeah.
people, 100%. And then you guys got me a drugs and alcohol counselor, Bob Keeler.
Yeah,
who
I love
was-
Bob.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, I love that guy. And I would call him
a great
about
guy.
relationship problems.
Yeah.
I would be like, Bob, I
Good.
know this isn't
He
your
does it all.
job, bro, but I need to speak to you.
I'm
about
so
everything.
glad.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
He was the best. And I could call him at any point of the
I
day.
know.
And then he arranged a psychiatrist and a different therapist where they like where they don't even touch you. They're just like doing this energy thing around you. Like
Really?
he got me. I was speaking to 3 therapists a week, including him, and I had extreme PTSD.
And this is what you needed.
It's what I needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Community is the most important. You guys, like that is like people love you. You don't push anyone away. Do not. And the people that see anyone in that position, don't walk away from them. Keep trying hard. I know like that you need to wait for their switch to flip in their head, but eventually they will wake up, and it's important that you be there for them. It's really, really important. And luckily I had that community. But I remember I had really bad PTSD coming out of all of that. And again, the person that I was with or whatever, and my whole body would start shaking. It was really bad. And I still get the shakes now, but it's less than it was. And I remember the first day I was coming back after everything, after that year and a half of just pure hell, I was finally gonna come back, and it was that, I'm back, did you miss me? And that's when Stephanie, before I went out, I was crouched down on the floor, and she had picked me up. She came over, she was like busy, but she picked me up. She gave me this big hug. She whispers in my ear, this will always be your house. And she goes, and you started this whole thing, now go out there and enjoy the moment. And she said, and then just stand there and just let it breathe. She's like, don't talk. If they're loud, don't talk, just let it breathe. And I was like, okay, yeah, I got this, right? And I go out there, and the crowd just erupts, and it was freaking fantastic. But I remember a couple of hours before that, I couldn't even walk in the building. I had to text TR at the time that we had, Mark, and I was like, I can't come in there. I can't come in there. And he comes and gets me, and he puts his arm around me, and my whole body's just like, I was so scared. I was so scared of what everyone thought of me. And I still had, even with the therapy in the back of my head, that I was disgusting. Not in the good way, you guys. Not in the good way.
Not in the new way.
No, not the new way. But I thought I was disgusting. I thought people didn't like me. I thought you guys hated me. But man, you made me feel so great. Like, you gave me the warmest hug. I mean, you did it again today. You gave me the warmest hug. Hunter gave me the warmest hug. Vince gave me the warmest hug. Like, you guys were just like, I'm just glad you're alive, you know, and we're happy that you're home.
Unfortunately, we've seen it go the other way.
I know.
And you're so special.
Thank you.
And it's like, we can see it from afar because it's, it is a pattern. It's a vicious cycle that happens to some people.
Yeah.
And some people also, it's because of the fame. It's everything that goes with that much attention, right? The negative comments now probably make that even worse, right? On
100%, yeah.
But it's like, it's a lot to handle that kind of attention and energy
pressure.
all the time.
Yeah.
And everybody knows who you are. And like, if you misstep, and most of them are very young.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, of course you're going to say stupid shit sometimes. And of
Yes.
course you're going to
Make
have a
mistakes,
bad
it's okay.
day or
Yes,
whatever.
exactly.
And then you're judged like as evil. The most
unforgiving.
evil person of all time.
Yeah.
And you deserve to die.
Yes,
and
exactly.
It's like,
it is that
it is
dramatic,
that,
though.
yes.
It is. Like, you just feel, oh my God, you can make a silly like comment about something, and then all of a sudden, like,
Yeah.
they're so
you can
unforgiving.
misspell something.
Yeah. Oh, you fuck. Oh, sorry. I keep
And we're
cussing,
talking
but you
about
dumb-
these young kids, they don't care how they spell, but it's like, It is anything.
100%. Yeah, people are really unforgiving.
Some people.
Yeah, like the majority right now, you guys are being amazing. Thank you so much for being so nice. But we'll see how you are next week, all right? It takes like 1 week for you guys to flip. But we'll
We
see.
know all about that honeymoon period. Yeah.
They're
Mine's
excited now.
quick. Mine's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
super
I'm not-
fast.
Yeah, I'm not reading it next week. But yeah, going out in public as well after all of that
Yeah.
was like,
I can't imagine.
I was so
So
embarrassed.
how did you handle that? Like,
Oh man.
I mean, how did you get to the other side of? I mean, because there's nothing you can do.
Nothing.
Right? It's out there.
Can't change it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And really, who gives a shit?
Right.
Right. At the
Yeah.
end of the day. Right. But that's not easy.
Yes.
And you're at rock bottom. So your
Yeah.
dad saves your life. Now, how do you get over
Like rebuild
this?
from there. Yeah. There was a quote that I really like, and it says like, if you can change it, why are you stressing? If you can't change it, why are you stressing? And so like I kept that in the back of my mind, even though
Yeah.
it's very hard to live by. I'm sure, but I kept that in the back of my mind. But just walking the street, I was very embarrassed. And then I remember this one time I was like in this bar with my friends, not drinking, but I was in this bar eating and stuff like that. And someone was drunk, came up to me and he was like, "Oh, you're the fucking porn star." And I was just like, I like froze, ran into the bathroom, cried my eyes out, sobbed because I was like, that's what I'm gonna be remembered for. Nothing that I've done, all these good things that I've done in wrestling or whatever, the reality show, like doing all these things, that's what I'm gonna be remembered for. So like that, I had that in the back of my mind too. But all I kept thinking is just like, I've reached rock bottom and I never want to see it again.
Yeah.
So I was like, and you guys actually helped me big time. So yes, I came back. Yes, within 6 weeks, I had to retire from wrestling completely. And everyone was scared at that point within 6 weeks.
That you were gonna.
I was going to head back.
Yep.
I was like, no. But you guys took me aside and you were like, so I had to do the retirement speech, which I was so thankful Vince gave me that opportunity because not many women back then got to do
Yeah,
a retirement speech. You know, so I was like, wow, I can't believe I'm doing this, you know? And then I got pulled to the side and they were like, okay, we need you for SmackDown. And I'm like, why? I don't wrestle anymore, you know? And so I was trying to keep that positive mentality. I'm like, well, they're not going to need me anymore. And I was in my head and stuff, but I wasn't thinking about drinking or doing drugs.
Good.
I was like, I'd reached, like, you know.
the other side.
Yeah, so the other side for that one. But everyone was still very worried about me. So everyone was kind of babying me, like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like, you know. And I feel like you guys definitely helped me big time. When I came back the next day, it was like Road Dogg and the writers and everyone like kind of cornered me in the corner, like, okay, you're gonna be GM. And I was like, oh my God, this is great, you know?
Yeah.
And then they were like, you can't tell anyone. And I'm like, fuck, you know? So it was like, and your brother was the one that introduced me. And it
Yeah.
was just like, the crowd erupted and that kind of gave me a new fire.
Yeah.
And it got me really excited to come to work because it was something completely new.
Right.
I wasn't in the division anymore, so I didn't have to worry about, oh, is my
Right,
time going to
right,
get cut
right.
and do like all that kind of stuff. The matches. I just had to worry about the 5 or 6 promos I had to do live that day, which is intimidating. It's like, you remember those days, Jackie? It was
Yeah,
like,
though I must say, I don't feel like the gift of gab is a problem for you.
oh man. I mean, I can talk. I can yap. That's what I can do. But trying to remember everything, like we were
No,
going
I
to-
know. Yeah, it's very nerve wracking.
It was tough. It was
Yeah.
tough. I mean, you do it perfectly. I always say you're one of the best promos ever. You and Paul
Bless you.
Heyman.
Bless you.
I always say that.
Paul
Chef's
Heyman.
kiss. But you're so good at it. And so like, you know, I get on the mic and I'm not as good as you, but I can yap. I can do it. But
That's
it
all
was
you need to be able to do.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I can cover it. Don't
That
worry.
was the thing. I mean, and it got to the point. Well, go ahead.
No. You can continue.
No, but like for promos, it was. I mean, there was one day I remember specifically where, and I don't mean to. I'm not saying this in a negative way, but it was like just a time period where maybe scripts changed or whatever, and I had this whole promo that I hadn't seen all day, and the person who was responsible for it wouldn't share it with me until it was approved by Vince. He approved it in the commercial break before my entrance. And then that person runs off to go print it. I'm like,
you're like,
I turned and I looked at him and I'm like, so I'm going out there in about a minute and a half. It's the commercial break before my entrance. This person just ran to print the promo. Can you please tell me what you want me to say?
oh my, did you nail it?
What's that?
Did you nail it?
I did. I got the points. I got the points. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. You got to just,
You have to learn.
but stick the points in your head and then you can figure out the rest.
Well, there was
know?
this other time, thanks to your dad, he had given me a promo for AJ, and the fans loved this promo for some reason. Thank gosh I remembered it. But it was like a Valentine's card.
Yeah.
And he was like, I want you to go out there and read a Valentine's card to AJ. And there's this whole poem in it. And the writers gave it to me luckily like an hour before. And I was like, great. And I was like, you know what I should do? I should practice this in my head just in case
Just
he
in
takes
case.
it away from me, you know?
Right?
Because you know what he was like.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, things would change on a dime. you know?
Yes.
And so as I'm about to walk through the curtain, he stands up. He goes, Paige, get over here. And I was like, okay. And he goes,
Yeah, he loves
you don't
those
need
last
that.
minute.
Fuck. He goes, give me that. And he was like, you don't
Nice.
need that. And I was like, oh my God. And
Give
luckily,
it to me. I need it.
yes, please. And luckily, I went out there and I remembered it because I got so used to him
That's
changing
so
things
smart. Yeah.
so quickly.
Yeah,
So
you got to
kinda-
be prepared.
You got to be
Right?
prepared.
That's
And
it. You just got to try to imagine every possible scenario and prepare
Mm-hmm.
for it. The thing is, he would always still find the one thing I didn't prepare for.
Mm.
Like it was, I would have a business plan. I'd have everything all mapped out, and I tried to poke holes
Sorry, I'm
and think through.
laughing.
No, it's. But it's amazing the
Yeah.
knack, right?
Oh.
I thought of every scenario I could, and it's just experience is the best teacher, right? Because
100%.
I don't know all of the like situations. I only knew what I had lived through at that time.
Yeah.
So I would come make the presentation, think I'd nailed it,
yeah.
and he would always he was great. Like he would always listen, and we'd get to the end, and he'd go, and it would always be a pause, like a good 30 seconds.
Oh God.
And he'd be kind of just very thoughtful, right? And then he'd go, "What about this?" And it's like,
Why are you doing this to me?
why did you have to ask about that? Like I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
And well, sir, I'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the worst feeling in the world.
It's the
Yes.
worst. It's
Yes.
the worst. And you know what
To
really?
feel unprepared.
Yeah. You know what?
Even though you went in with 20 possible backup plans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd always find the one.
He always finds it. Yeah. And you know what trained? Like we had FCW before NXT, you know. And so the thing that really helped was rest in peace to this king right here, but Dusty Rhodes.
Yes.
Love that guy so
Absolutely.
freaking much. I remember my first promo ever at FCW. Man,
Can
it
I
was-
ask you a question before you tell
Yeah.
this story? Did you know of Dusty like when you were growing up as a part of
Oh,
a
yeah.
wrestling family in England? Were you?
Oh yeah, son of a plumber.
Okay,
baby.
all right,
Yeah.
all right. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure.
I love that guy.
Media was different. Okay, so go ahead.
And he was very hard on me, but because he loved me so
Yeah,
much.
and he saw something in you.
Yeah,
that-
he would always say like, you're not like, you know, the rest of the girls. Like you
Yeah,
have something
you're different.
special. And he was so great, but he would freaking give me a hard time, I tell you. I've got a couple Dusty stories. So the first one is I just get there. I'm like 18 or 19 years old, you know, I'm a baby and it's intimidating to do a promo in front of your peers. So
Yeah.
the first day I'm there, I'm
That's
doing a
the
promo.
most intimidating.
That's the most
Yes.
intimidating. And so I go up there and I do like, you know, the generic promo like you see in the movie and stuff. And he was like, no, not good. And then he goes, Roman used to be called Liaki back then.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, Liaki, baby, get up there. And I was like, I just met this guy, you know, and he's like, okay, like he didn't have to do anything. He just had to sit in a chair. And then I had to pretend that he had
No.
dumped me and stole my toaster. And I had to like do this whole promo while he's just sitting there like, you know, I was like, God, this is terrible. But it was intimidating. And he would do that all the time. And then he'd be like, okay, baby, you got an invisible letter. And you have to go through all the stages of emotion. Like you're reading it. It was always a breakup.
Wow.
Always a breakup.
He just probably thought that was relatable.
Yeah. I was like, so I
preparing
had to do all these different like happy, sad, mad, like all these kind of things. And then there was just one day where he was like, I need you to be the mysterious raven-haired lady, right? And I was like, okay. And then he was like, I want you
that's
to say a
interesting.
lot without saying anything. And I'm like, I was like, okay, how do I do
Okay.
this? And then at one point we had moved to the PC at this point, and I was just really frustrated. I didn't have any creative in my head. I was like mad as hell. And I delivered this terrible promo. I admit it. It was bad because I was being lazy with it. I was like, I can't think of this promo that you keep on wanting me to do, and none of it is good enough, you know? So he was like, I asked you for chicken dinner, and you give me chicken shit? And I was like, fuck you, motherfucker. And I stand up and I run off and I run upstairs in the PC, you know, into the
Yeah.
girls' locker room. And then all of a sudden, about like a minute later, I hear a knock at the door and he was like, is my porcelain princess in there?
Oh, I love
And
Dusty.
I opened the door and I'm like, I'm really sorry, Dusty. He's like, sit down. So we sat on the step And he goes, first of all, nobody calls me a motherfucker. And I was like, I am so sorry, Dusty. I just got thin. And then he went into his big spiel. He's like, the reasons why I'm hard on you is because I know you're going to be special. You are going to be a big thing, you know, and you should treat these promo classes like you're in front of 10,000 people or 80,000 at WrestleMania or whatever, you know. And he's giving me this big spiel.
Talk. Yeah.
And then he gives me a big hug, you know, and he tells me, you know, don't call him a motherfucker anymore. But I was like, yeah, fair enough.
He
I did that.
reinforced
You're my
that one,
boss.
yes.
Yeah, I like respect him. Fuck. But I was like, yeah, I'm really sorry, Dusty, and I promise I'll deliver the next time. And so the next promo I did, I went completely out of my comfort zone and I sang.
Really?
Yeah, I sang. I was like, fuck it. I'm going to do something completely opposite to what he's asking me.
Wow.
Just so I could get more comfortable again.
Sure.
So I did this promo with Shul Guerrero, and we like did this promo. And at the end, we just sang together, and it went really well. He was
Wow.
like, "This is great. This is what I want to see," you know. And I was like, "Okay, but you asked for mysterious and all that kind of stuff." I was like, "Whatever, Dusty. Like, this is what you want. That's good." So then I started just doing promos where I would take scenes out of movies.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and just reenact them or do something a little different. I did some stuff with Bailey. I remember a bunch of these promos got leaked onto the internet.
Oh, yeah?
And there was one where like. I did a promo with Bailey when she was still doing the hugger gimmick with the
Right,
side
right.
pony. And it turned me into like the scream queen, you know, where I was just like, I'm a big fan of you, Bailey. I love you, you know. And I was like, you know, and I give her a hug and she rejects me, and I'm just like, oh, and I take my hair out and I scream and stuff. And like, I just had so much more fun with
Yeah.
it because I kind of just
That
went
was
with
the whole point. That's what he was trying to get you to do.
Exactly. And we'd have like Christmas where we do karaoke and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I miss him so much, man.
Yeah, I know.
I miss him so much. He was so great and he was so knowledgeable and so talented, and he stuck up for us a lot.
Yes.
He had our backs every single time. He was so
He's
great.
a great leader.
Oh man, so
Great
great.
leader.
So great. I miss him. I miss him a
And
lot.
funny.
So funny.
Such a character.
Oh man, he's so
I mean,
funny.
only
His
in our
giant
business.
elbows, 'cause of all
Yes.
the- you
Yep.
know, like,
Yep.
oh, what a
Sorry,
guy.
we are
The
destined
Oh
to
my God, no!
Oh,
You found
yes.
it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so
Can you turn it up?
Why? Because I like pogo sticks. I like to wear my hair on the side. Sweet. And I like bows. I can see that. But I know one more thing that you like. This guy is ready to give it to you. What? A hug. No, hug me. I'm sorry.
You guys are so
I'm not
young.
even a wrestler. I'm not gonna
You look like
touch
you're at
you.
camp.
Freak. Freak?
Oh my God, little scruffy girl. My head's still like that.
But Paige, that
good.
wound up being your screen.
It did end up being my
back
scream
and everything.
Well, you know, the first time I came there, like the reason why I got signed was because I was different, right?
Right.
And I remember Hunter being like, I always remember he shook my hand, he said, "Welcome aboard," and I was like, "Oh my God!" Like Triple H shook my hand.
You were
know?
different and special. You just
Thank
don't
you.
understand.
Thank you. But at the time, I was just like, oh, it's because I'm a gothic little
sure.
emo.
You're
you
just
know?
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the trainer at the time down there, he's not there anymore, but he was convinced I had to be like a diva. He was convinced. He was like, you need to wear color and like, and I was like, okay, I'm trying, but the reason why I got signed was because of the way I look, you know? And so I kind of pushed back a little bit. And then he was telling me that I couldn't do my scream on my entrance and stuff. And I was just like, well, it's kind of, you
My
know,
gimmick.
my gimmick. And
Yeah.
it was just like, and honey, Dusty was just like, no, she needs to do this. She needs to do this. So they would bicker about it all the time. But he was like, no, I'm the head coach. I know she's not supposed to scream or dress like that. And so you guys had, we would be brought up on the main roster every time you come to Florida, like just to visit a Raw or SmackDown, right? And so there was a Raw there, and I wore a blue dress because I thought I had to wear some color, you know? So I wore this blue dress, and I'm super pale with this blue dress. I used to be way more pale than this. Like I was pale. I was sickly
The
pale.
porcelain princess.
The porcelain
I love
princess,
that.
baby.
I love
yeah.
that.
And so like I thought I was really proud. I'm like, I look like a diva. I look like a diva, right? And I was so proud of myself. And I thought my trainer at the time was gonna be proud of me. And then afterwards, we all get back to the training facility, and he talks to all of us saying everyone did a great job and stuff. And he goes, I just want to give one person their flowers. They went above and beyond, did exactly what I asked them for, and I'm really freaking proud of them. So Summer Rae, and he turns to Summer Rae, and she's got beautiful, you guys. She had blonde hair, she's tan.
I remember
like
her,
diva,
yeah.
you know, like just your typical, like stunning diva woman. And I was crushed, and I was like, I will never.
You'll
do
never
what I
be
fucking-
able
yeah,
to.
no,
Yeah.
I'm never gonna make you happy. I'm never gonna please you. I'm gonna be completely myself. I'm gonna
Yes.
stick to it. Like, and at the time, there wasn't anybody like me.
No.
So why was I trying to change for a trainer.
There's still nobody like you.
There's no one like me.
No.
Yeah, I'll take
And now
that.
you're back.
Now I'm back,
Yeah.
baby. This is my house. Yeah.
Road to Gold is the latest WWE exclusive from Fanatics Casino, bringing WrestleMania thrills right to your fingertips. It is the most star-studded casino game ever built. Spin reels featuring 20 WWE superstars from Cody Rhodes to John Cena and my personal favorite, Triple H.
And for the first time ever in an online casino game, you'll hear the voice of WWE himself, Michael Cole. Battle to the top for rewards with bonus spins, mystery wins, and cash collect moments.
This is WrestleMania Road to Gold, and it only lives at Fanatics Casino. Must be 21 and over. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Not available in all states. See Fanatics Casino app.
But yeah, like I feel like I went all over the place from the first question that you asked me, but
I don't even know what
yeah.
I asked you.
how did I get back on my feet
It was
again?
after
Yes, how did
after
you
rock
climb out?
bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
geez, okay. Well, after all that, no, I don't even know where I finished up.
So I guess
It was community.
yeah. Community
Coming
was
back
the,
to
was
work
the big.
again.
Yes.
You guys kind of just taking care of me, but community is the number one.
And what about positive thoughts?
Oh, that's so important. That's so important. And I find it still hard to this day to think positively all the time. And I feel like maybe not everyone believes that what you put out in the world you receive, but I do believe that. So I was like, when I was putting out negative stuff,
Right.
only negative stuff
Right.
came my way.
Because
you know?
it's the law of attraction.
Yeah, exactly,
Really,
exactly.
yeah.
So eventually I'm like, okay, I need to be more positive. And it's easier said than done. Trust me, I still get in my head sometimes. But yeah, thinking positive thoughts consistently will help you big time.
Yeah.
100%. Going outside. I know it's like everyone says, go outside and touch grass or whatever. No, go outside and touch grass.
Yeah. No, it does.
Like
it's grounding.
Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah.
very grounding. So just being out there, like being active. Like when I get home, like I do get in the rut because I travel all the time. I do these signings, and now I'm back on the road with you guys. Like I don't know how long like the travel schedule is going to be, but
Right,
I'm
right.
busy all the time. Right, this past year I've been busy, and so when I'm home, I just kind of like to rot on my couch.
Yeah, me too. I
do
just
like
want to
it.
kind of
You
be
do.
alone. Yeah.
You do. You don't want to see anybody. You want to rot on
Yeah.
the couch. You want to doom scroll. You
I want to play with my. I want to cuddle with my dogs. Yeah.
my dogs. Don't
Cu-
even get me
and-
started. I miss them
And this
so
is
much.
not the order. And cuddle with my kids.
Yeah. Oh,
It
and the
might
kids
be.
too,
I am
yeah.
missing my dogs right now. That my
Yeah.
kids are here.
Oh,
yeah.
you have the big dogs. Though,
I have
so do
big
I.
dogs. Yeah, you
They're
do
the best
too.
huggers.
Yeah, they are.
They
They're the
are.
best. They're
And they
big,
think they're this
slobbery,
small.
gross messes, and I
Slobber gets
love 'em.
everywhere.
So
They get
Yeah.
on the
messy.
ceiling.
Yes, people don't understand because the jowls.
Yes.
Yes, the jowls are so
Oh.
long that they flip up when they shake their head.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
I can't wear black a lot of the time because I'll just get little snail
Yeah,
trails on my
everywhere.
leg.
Yeah, it's good. It's lovely.
Yeah,
Every
it's-
time I'm at her house in black.
Yes.
Yes.
He comes, Gus.
Well, and Gus, he hasn't been neutered yet, and he kind of has a thing for Elise.
Oh, little. You getting humped?
he
mean-
starts like licking her arm, and then he's like,
no, and then I
he
get
starts
scared
sitting
'cause
very
he's
close.
massive
He's
dog. I'm like,
huge.
You're like, I can't fight
Like,
you
step,
off, buddy. You're gonna,
step.
do what you have to do.
She's just laughing.
best to just
she
let
lets
him
it
finish.
happen.
Yes.
Yeah, just let him finish. Just let him finish.
But like he just puts his big sweet face on my
Oh, and he's
arm,
sweet as he
and
can
like
be.
Yeah,
big
the
sweet face,
bigger one
and walks
comes.
away, and my
He's
arm
just-
is just like it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like he wants you to hold his bone for him
Oh.
so he can chew it, and it's by the end, like his whole lip is hanging over your wrist.
Totally.
It's just dripping down. It's so gross. Your hands in his mouth, like
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I have a dog like that too. Oh
Yes.
yeah, it's disgusting.
Disgusting.
The slob is the worst part. I actually got onesies for anyone that comes in my house.
oh really?
Yeah. I'm protecting you.
Oh,
Give me
at least
a
we should get
hazmat
these.
suit, please.
Yeah.
No,
Onesies. Onesies.
Yes.
I do. I have like I got Thanksgiving when I had a Friendsgiving at my
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, hey, you're safe. And my biggest dog,
what do the onesies look like?
so the onesies,
I'm picturing
they're like,
scrubs that they put.
Right, right.
Let me find these
So
ones.
do they even bother getting dressed up because they know they're going to put on
There's no
said
point.
onesie?
There's no point. Let me
Yeah.
find this onesie. I got it in here somewhere.
like the
oh, here it
thin
is.
blue.
This is the ones I got off Amazon.
Oh,
So
all right.
they're pretty.
So
like
now
PJ
I'm gonna have
onesies.
to get
Yeah.
the
But I
seasonal
must
ones.
say they're very hot
There we go. They're hot
They're
as hell,
very
but
hot.
I like my house very cold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
I like
right.
it cold. I feel like you sleep better
Is
in the
it
cold.
is it too hot in the suit?
No. No, it's fine, right?
Like, is it
It's
worth it
except
that I'm
well,
for-
I've
dripping
gotten
sweat?
those for. I'm sorry, what?
No, I just said I would be dripping sweat in a fleece onesie.
Oh yeah.
And like,
oh
is
yeah.
this worth it?
Well, and we did it for our family for Christmas. Like I always get, the Christmas PJs.
Yeah, of course.
And this one year I had done those, and everybody like, my poor in-laws were like taking it off and sweating, and
Oh,
like
it's
just
bad.
it was bad. Like everybody was so hot.
Well, that's Zach, actually, my makeup artist. Yeah,
Oh,
I like
yeah.
it freezing, but he did this thing where he put all the onesies in the dryer.
Uh-oh.
And he melted them all.
Uh-oh.
So I had to give them to everybody, and they're like itching and stuff like that. They're so crispy. It was a nightmare. I was like, Zach, he was just trying to fluff them. He was trying to do something sweet. Yeah, I was like, they're just onesies,
Yeah,
But he was just trying
yeah.
to fluff them, make them warm, make them de-wrinkled. I was just like,
Oh,
but now
that's so
everyone's
cute.
itching.
Yeah.
It was very sweet.
Yeah,
He
you
did
got to
do
dry them on low. Yeah.
Hang dry.
Oh,
You took it for the team,
Yeah,
didn't
you
you?
did. You did.
What a guy. He's been my makeup artist for 9 years. I stole him
Yeah?
from Total Divas.
Wow.
Yeah, I stole him from Total Divas.
Wow.
Take him everywhere with me.
That's
my
great.
emotional support human.
Yeah,
He's like,
I
I'm
bet.
sick of it.
I bet.
yeah, exactly. He keeps me positive.
But I bet you're there for him too.
Yeah, I try to be. Am I?
That's a
Yeah?
friendship.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to answer
You
for
can't be together 9 years and
No, it's a
not,
long time.
yeah, not have a relationship.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
good guy. He takes care of me.
And that's great.
I love you.
Oh,
My baby.
he's doing heart hands.
I always forget what we're talking about because we go all over the place. Well, I do.
Well, no, it's good though.
No, it's
yeah,
good.
we
We're
can
climbing
certainly
up. We're
We're
progress.
coming,
climbing up.
back. So back to the first question.
dogs.
How did I get out
So
of this?
here's where we are. Here's where we are. Community and positive thoughts.
Community and positive thoughts.
And now, is there a third? So let me ask you
No.
a question. Is faith a part of your healing? It is for some, not for others.
You know, it never was. I'm very open-minded to it, though.
Okay.
I went for a stage. I got raised in a house. My dad's a religious man, but he never forced that on me.
Mm-hmm.
But anytime I had religious studies or whatever, I'd go to my dad and get like a little cheat sheet from
Right,
him. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
And he loved doing that. And so he is a religious man. But yeah, he always let me think for myself and all that kind of. There's a lot of things that I see when it comes to the Bible. I'm like, but someone told me recently it's just the message behind it. You know what I mean?
Right,
Maybe something
right.
in the Bible, it doesn't seem logical to you, but it's like the message behind it. So I'm definitely open-minded to it.
Right.
And like I did have, I've told this story before where I had this moment where I was in a bad situation and I just wanted to get out of it and there was nothing I could do to get out of it. And I was just terrified and scared and crying. And I was inside this closet and I had this moment of like where I prayed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is my last resort kind of thing. And I did that. And literally like the next day, like something switched in my head and I was like, I need to get out of this situation.
Wow.
I need to leave. And it took me so long to think like that. But I was like, maybe that was something that happened,
Right.
you know, when I
Maybe it was
prayed.
meant to
And like
happen.
as a higher power or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I did have a moment where I was just like, wow, that was weird. You know, like something happened. But yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm like I'm not a religious person, but I'm
Right.
definitely open-minded to it.
But
100%.
you have some degree of faith.
Yes. Yeah,
Otherwise, you wouldn't have tried it in the first
Yeah,
place.
100%, 100%. So yeah, having that moment, I was just like, okay, like it really helped me and it gave me comfort in that moment
Yeah,
too.
that-
You know?
That's the amazing part.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
good. It's really, really special. So, and there's always like the stigma behind religion and stuff like
I
that. There's
know.
a stigma behind everything, though. You
That's
know what
true.
I mean?
Yeah, that's
There
true.
is. The only thing I say is just like if someone doesn't force religion on me like that, then I'm very comfortable talking about it
Yep.
and doing it. But I just want to be able to think for myself when it comes to anything. When it comes to politics, religion,
That's
like
smart.
everything, I want to
That's
be able to
smart.
think for myself. I don't want someone.
That's
to,
why I want the multiple perspectives.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to be influenced by one way. You're like,
Yeah.
I want to hear, like you were saying,
Yeah,
you
and
want
then
to
I
hear all
choose.
different sides. Exactly.
Yeah,
Then
for
you
what's right
choose.
for me.
Exactly.
And what I choose to believe.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that's how I am. I don't like anyone to influence me. I like to have my own brain. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
me
when
too.
someone says they don't like somebody. I'm just like, okay, well, I will decide if I like them
That's
or
right.
not after I meet
Go after
them.
your own experience.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Unless they did something terrible, and I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah,
maybe,
maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, but 9 times out of 10, I'm like, let me think for myself. You may
Yeah.
not like them, but they've always been nice to me. Or
That's
something,
right.
You know?
And that's what you go by.
Yeah, exactly. That's how my dad raised me.
Yeah.
And my mom. Sorry, I'm like leaving my mom out. You're great, Ma. I love you too. She's batshit crazy in the best way. Yeah. She still looks the same though. God, I just put my dad over the whole time. I'm just a daddy's girl.
Yeah.
I grew up like my dad was a tough guy. You know, I got hit by a car, had to wrestle the same day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like
Well, didn't your mom wrestle pregnant with you?
she didn't realize. So Robbie
Yeah,
Brookside,
okay.
who's down at NXT as a trainer, gorilla pressed her from the outside, from the inside to the outside of the ring. And she started getting these cramps and stuff. She started bleeding a little bit.
Oh shit.
She goes to, and she just had my brother. We're 14 months apart. So she
Irish
God
twins.
bless
Irish
her.
twins,
Yes.
yeah. And so she rushes to the hospital, and she did not have a belly at all. For some reason, like it's like a mind thing. I
Wow.
swear. And she didn't have a belly, and like I see pictures from back then, and she really didn't have a belly. It was crazy. And she was 7 months pregnant.
Oh my God.
7 months. Yeah.
Wow.
She was late.
But wait,
term.
did she show with your brother?
Yeah, she was huge with my brother.
Whoa.
Huge. And so she,
crazy.
she went to the doctor, and they were just like, I don't know if this is good news or bad news, but you're pregnant. And she was like, what? And they were like,
7 months?
7 months.
Yeah, I mean, you're feeling.
you're pretty close.
You're feeling.
Yeah,
movement.
you're popping
Like,
out. soon.
yeah.
Lots of movement.
I'm making a freaking entrance.
Yeah.
soon,
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like the Page music hits, and I'm like,
That's exactly what I pictured.
Yeah,
which is
exactly.
probably weird,
Like-
but
and you know what I mean? And so like, I was about to
Just
say,
the
and then I
hand
came
comes
out.
out first.
Yeah.
tiny little hand.
So then she said that it is a mind thing because all of a sudden she started to notice that she was growing and growing. And I was still a small baby. End up being 7 pound 10.
That's
like-
pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's a pretty good
decent
baby.
size,
If someone
yeah.
hasn't had kids, that seems like a pretty good baby.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
good size.
Yeah.
Right?
Especially
Yeah.
she was 7 months
I know.
pregnant. and-
I tell that's the reason why I have scoliosis. I was like,
we always blame our mothers.
that's the
Always.
reason.
And let me tell you, it's happening to me now.
Oh, is it?
Yes, it's all my fault.
Oh, is it?
Always.
Oh no.
Yes, always,
Why
everything.
do we do that?
But it's okay.
Yeah, it's
I don't
okay.
mind.
You're like, I'll
because-
take it.
Yeah, because I've been, I know what it's like from their perspective, at least in some way.
Yeah.
And now I know what it's like from my mom's.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom always said that mothers are to be flogged.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in the stage where I want to have babies too.
Yeah?
I am. Yeah. I'm like I see like you talk about kids and stuff like that. You know, I'm gonna be 34, and I'm just like I want to freeze my eggs.
Yeah, you should.
I haven't told anyone
smart.
that, but I really do
You
want to
should.
freeze my eggs. Yeah, and
You absolutely should.
I should. 'Cause,
Yes.
our clocks start ticking.
Because there's nothing wrong with it. Get them now.
yeah. While
Because
I have
our
them-
eggs do mature.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And it gets harder to
Yeah,
conceive, you
it
know,
does,
and we
yeah.
get less and less of them too. So I was like, oh, I really want to freeze my eggs. And I see these kids come to my side and they, or like people bring their babies and they're
Yeah.
just like, let me hold that child, you
It's
know?
so
like,
great.
And I
Yeah.
see Bianca just is pregnant. and,
Yes.
Naomi,
The
and I'm just like,
ab
That was-
pregnant
that was
belly.
wild.
yeah.
She
yeah,
dro-
I saw
she
that.
dropped
I was
the
like,
I've
why
heard
is
of
this
that
back?
before. I've never seen it.
She
It's
dropped the
amazing.
robe and we were like, she's pregnant. She has abs. Like in the same.
Everybody had
Yes.
the same sort
What
of.
is her
yes.
problem? You know, the
Right?
audacity. Yeah. I'm like, oh, that seems like Jade would have abs when she had
Yeah,
a
oh,
shape
I
bet,
thing
I
too.
bet,
Like
yeah,
they are
Jade
just
for
so
sure.
in shape. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but the great thing about WWE now is like, people bring their kids on the road.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's
Yeah.
popping out babies, bringing them on the road, and then they like the women are starting to have a little later. So I'm like inspired by it. You know, the Bella twins had later.
Yeah.
Renee had her kid later. You know, like everyone's more mature when they're having kids.
That's right.
And that is-
although I will tell you, it's a harder recovery if you have them yourself.
Yeah.
As you get older, and chasing them around is not as easy as you get older.
My body already hurts. Yeah, okay, I feel you.
But don't let that deter you.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not. I really like. I went through one stage. I was like, no kids. I mean, I still want to give it a couple of years. I just want to freeze my eggs
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
No, you're not saying you're leaving.
No, I'm not
You're
popping
back.
out sprots
You're
anytime
back. You're
soon.
back.
No, anytime.
That's why
soon.
you're freezing eggs.
That's why I'm freezing
Yeah,
eggs. So
separate.
then,
Yeah.
keep them in the freezer, save them for later.
Yeah.
So, but
Get
yeah,
the best ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm like, do your best down there. The biggest, juiciest egg, get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really do. I never thought I would get to that stage. I was always
Right.
like, I don't know if I want kids. I
Right.
don't
Well,
know.
and some people don't.
Yeah, and that's okay.
You know what? And if you don't want kids, then don't have them
Exactly.
because then they're gonna know.
Exactly.
You know, and
oh,
it's
they're
not
gonna
gonna feel
it.
so great. Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, I want them. I want babies.
No,
at
that's
some point.
great.
Having a little Rhea running around.
It's the best. There's
I'm
nothing
worried.
like it in the world.
Oh yeah, but if there's like a little mini me running around, I'm
Well,
like,
that-
I'm screwed. I know
that
what I
does
was
happen.
like. You know what I mean?
My mom cursed me.
What do you mean?
She said, "I hope you have one exactly like you one day."
Oh my! Well, do
I don't
you?
know what I did. Oh yeah.
She's like, oh yeah, I guess. I
Oh
did.
yeah, all three in different ways.
Oh my
It was a
gosh.
powerful curse.
They all look so grown. I was
like-
just telling you, they all look so grown up. It's crazy, especially Aurora, who I had like a little connection
I
with. you
know.
It was just crazy just seeing them like for the Hall of Fame, which
Yeah.
we talk about your video package too. It
Oh
was
my goodness.
made me tear
I've
up.
never even seen some of that footage
It was beautiful.
of me like so young and
Yes.
giving interviews about what I want my impact on the business to be, and I'm like, what 19? I'm so young. Like it's crazy.
It's so cool that they did that.
Mm-hmm.
To,
and
to
Colleen
have it.
Pucciarelli. Sorry,
Oh,
I just
yeah.
want to call her out.
Yeah, no, it
You,
was.
you go ahead. Go ahead, put me over.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Do you want to pick up the title? Put it on your shoulder. No, I just like you were young, but what you were saying and like the way you were saying it in this younger, sweet voice, and then to see you today, and like everything that's happened in between. It's been a little bit, but it was that footage got me. I don't know. It was like whoever knew. Whoever was
Right.
filming it knew, like this is-
Somehow that it was going to matter sometime,
Oh
someday.
man, it was beautiful. I mean, you've done so much in your career. Like, you're very inspiring for women and anyone that's worked, any woman or man, but just speaking from a woman's perspective here, any woman that's worked with you have only ever said positive things. Like, you're very like inspirational for a boss. You are so caring, you're empathetic, like you're understanding, and you stick up for us as women too. Like, you're an advocate for us, and you've always been like that, and I always appreciated that about you. And just seeing that package, I was like, man, she deserves it. And I was like, why hasn't she been put in that way before though? I never understood. I was like, what's going on here? Why the delay? You know
it
what I
was the
mean?
right time.
Who we got to talk to? But
Well, the McMahons were never supposed to be in the Hall of Fame, as
Really?
as I was always brought up. You know, we were characters that were intentionally designed to get other talent over.
yeah.
So it was never about us, you know? So, and that's just sort of like ingrained in my brain.
Your character was so powerful though. I mean, you got a reaction every single time. That never dulled. Ever.
The slap package was hilarious.
Oh my God. The
my
things I would hear about those
I feel
slaps.
so bad. Like you look at some, I'm like, damn, I was taught to lay it in.
Oh,
I mean,
you
that's
got a
how
right
I was
hook on you.
taught. Yeah.
You
Let
had
the
a right
bodies
hook
hit
on
the
you. The
floor.
amount of popped eardrums that people got.
Oh my God, I
like,
feel so bad about that too.
It
I
was
never
great.
thought I got people. And then all of a sudden I started to hear later
Just, yeah.
that I got people. I was like, oh,
Well, they don't want to. At first, you're like, "Yes, Stephanie, that was great," but like, you could, what? Stephanie McMahon, come on. But yeah, I was like, I wish I could just get one slap maybe down the road from you.
oh my God, no
Please.
way, no way.
But that's like that's you, and that's like that made me laugh though. Just
It was
seeing
so
the slaps.
funny.
It was so good. But people
and
have
I
no.
love the activation at the World.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
At Fanatics, they have the dummy.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
And you know I had it rigged, so I'm always at the top.
As you
tell
should
him.
be, queen.
Don't tell him.
As you should
Tell
be,
him.
queen.
I can tell him now.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be number one. Let's be real.
I,
mean,
I was like,
yeah.
that's my one thing,
Yeah.
guys. I can't be beat.
It always looks so good because it was real. Yeah.
Yeah,
But it
well,
looks so good.
yeah, it
You had to.
was.
Those slaps you can't fake.
Yeah, it's true.
You cannot. You have to lay it
You
in.
have to lay it in.
Because if not, I mean,
And the guys were like, if I'm gonna sell
yeah.
for you, you know, you got to lay it in.
Yeah.
Because I'm a small woman, right?
Yeah.
You know.
You pack a powerful slap. I did one slap. No, I did a couple slaps. I got to do the Ric
Slaps are
Flair
fun.
and stuff. They're
Yeah.
fun to do.
Yeah.
But I
Spin
did-
Flair will sell the shit out of it.
Yeah.
They'll bump all over the place for you.
TJ did not sell mine whatsoever. TJ, there was like, we were doing that
I hate it when
storyline.
they don't sell.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
I was
Daniel
like,
Bryan
come on,
wouldn't
brother,
sell my
just help
slap.
me out. That was a
Oh
good
my God.
one.
Right?
That's on the internet too. Like it was when Natty and TJ had that storyline where he was kind of like pushing Natty's confidence down and would like take her
Oh, right.
celebrations and stuff. Like
Yeah.
kind of like, you know, just being a narcissistic
funny. I
asshole.
forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was randomly with them at times, you know. And so he kept distracting me from the match. I end up losing or whatever. I roll out and I give him this big wallop. I slapped the shit out of him and he didn't move a muscle. Not even to say, he just went, and didn't do anything. And I was like, damn, that was really good. And I swung to the point I turned all the way around.
Right? Yeah, you get like a whip on it.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, I spun the 360, dude. I was crazy, but yeah, he never sold it.
Yeah, Daniel
Rick-
Bryan wouldn't sell my slaps either. I was slapping him with the right, and then I started slapping him with
Oh,
the left.
yeah.
I was trying everything I could, and he didn't do shit.
Oh, he didn't budge. He didn't
He
budge.
was like,
Ric Flair would sell us slaps.
oh
though.
yeah,
He sold yours. He
Rick
went
would bump. He'd bump all over the place.
he fell on the ropes, you know.
Feet in for another one. Yeah.
It was so funny. I was like, but yeah, you go slap Pag. You got to slap all the good ones.
I did.
What was your favorite slap that you got to do?
So you know, I've been asked this now
I
today,
bet, yeah.
and it's not my favorite slap. I don't know that I have a favorite, but one of the ones that was particularly good was when I slapped The Rock at Levi Stadium.
Oh yeah.
It just
Satisfying.
landed like perfectly. It had a
Yeah.
lot of velocity.
Yeah, yeah.
And I didn't even mean to. I think I was just like geeked because I knew Ronda was about to come in the ring, and I was like really excited.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so special. Yeah.
So I mean, it had a lot in it. You
Yeah.
know, a lot of emotion in that slap.
Yeah.
And man, it was a good one.
That was so exciting to watch.
Oh,
Like
it
just to
was so
see that whole
fun.
thing come together was great. And you and Brie,
Oh yeah.
your storyline, I was like, you bitch. This is great.
You slapped her good.
Yeah, well, she got me.
you-
Too. She got me too.
Oh
actually.
yeah, she
got me
would take.
back. Yeah.
There was one. I think you could slap.
And
her
I
a couple
told her
of
too.
times.
I'm like, you got to lay it in.
Yeah.
Like it's the same conversation,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
the girls are always tough.
Oh, girls are tough. Yeah, we can
yeah.
handle. We can
Yeah.
handle a right hook. You know,
Well,
you got tough
and,
choice.
and giving it back, right?
Oh,
Like, you gotta give it
100%.
to me, too.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, I think she
You-
enjoyed it.
You give each other receipts. Yeah. There was a couple of slaps I saw. You slapped her in the crowd, and then you slapped her off the side of the apron.
Yeah, that
where
was
she
for
didn't have a choice
SummerSlam.
but to be like, she fucking timbered down. I was like, damn, dude. I was
So
like,
I
want one of those.
forgot what I said. It was such a great like moment. It was just a fun, sometimes they land like so well, and it did. And it was like I was pretending to be upset and like that I agreed to the match, and then all of a sudden I just turned and I slapped her off the side of the apron and I called
Yeah.
her a bitch.
Yes.
And people were like,
yes.
wow, it
Oh.
was so fun. Are you ready to hold WWE history in the palm of your hand? Topps is bringing you closer to the action than ever before with WWE Topps Now, highlighting the biggest matches and milestones from WWE shows and PLEs throughout the year. Topps Now is enhancing the fan experience by connecting collectors to the superstars and spectacles that ignite their passion. Featuring stunning event-exclusive photography, each card is made for the moment. And for some lucky collectors, that moment could become the pull of a lifetime. Along with serial numbered parallels, some Topps Now releases offer a chance at rare short prints, superstar autographs, and even pieces of the mat, gear, or other items used during the featured match. So which moments will you collect? With each card only available for a limited time, you won't want to wait to begin your Topps Now journey. Be sure to subscribe to the WWE Topps Now mailing list on Topps.com and follow Topps on all social media platforms so you never miss a single moment.
I always talk about with people because I always get asked questions about who's like your Mount Rushmore of mics and stuff.
I
and
hate that question.
I know it's like it's very every
It's too
time.
much history.
There's too much history.
It's not like we're a 5-year-old brand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I will say, I always say you and Paul Heyman. But I always say you when it comes to mic work because it's like you have subtle reactions too, where you're not like, you can be big.
Right.
For the people that are in the nosebleed seats or whatever, you can be big for them. But like you do like these subtle like facial reactions and it's just so good. Like you're so good with your emotions.
Oh,
And I
thank
love
you.
that.
That's a huge
yeah.
compliment.
Yeah. Like I would watch your stuff because we would have to watch tape, down
Yeah.
in NXT and FCW.
Well, that's how I learned too.
Yeah, you would just watch.
But the difference is while we're watching tape, maybe critiquing you or whoever, I'm hearing Kevin Dunn and Vince give their feedback.
At the same time as
Well, I just mean
Yeah.
like sort of the same situation.
Yeah,
right?
okay,
Like the
yeah.
conversation. So that's how I've always, and I didn't realize like the seat I had, right? The learning tree that I was under.
Oh, yeah.
But everything I learned while they're talking it through. And it's like, I don't know. I think that was a great way to learn
Yeah.
because it causes you to think, right? And you are hearing the multiple perspectives, right? So they're like sort of hashing it out. And I learned so much just
like consistency
by
by,
listening.
doing and listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And watching.
Yeah,
And then
watching.
and then seeing for other people and then knowing what they're looking for. Right? Because now, okay, I know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm going to give you what you want.
Exactly.
You know?
But you're so good. You're so good. The mean mug faces you do. You know, like
I love the mean face.
Oh, dude, you like. Oh, she's
I'm
like, I've
so
seen that a couple
young.
of times. Yeah.
She has a picture of me, but I have one of you too.
Oh yeah. Where's the picture?
Oh,
Do you have it? Go on.
It's in my
Prove
favorites.
it.
It's terrible.
I said I was gonna set it as the background of my phone.
But like you do this evil smile too. Where it's just like, oh my
Because
god.
it feels good to be
Yeah,
bad.
I was like, she's so good at it. You're just so good.
I just enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know, and the people loved it. Like,
Yeah, they do,
They
yeah.
love to hate me. Man, do they love to hate me.
Oh, yeah.
But when I like get them, you know, or surprise them or whatever, like they love to be had too.
You're-
know?
Yeah, but you're so good to it. Like you can go out there and be a babyface very easily if you wanted to. But you can also turn people on. No, you've gone out there, you have, and people get so excited when you first walk out, but then you get on the mic and you switch them like this.
Yeah,
It's
that's
so
what I mean.
good.
My honeymoon doesn't last.
Yeah, exactly. They're just like,
It's like
"Fuck."
particularly fast.
Yeah,
my
no, I
honeymoon.
feel you.
Oh
trust
no,
me.
it's been texted. I think it's gonna pop up here.
Oh, wonderful.
Let's see.
trying to airdrop.
Oh, it hasn't gone through yet. Oh, good.
It'll get there.
Oh, maybe I've put my Danhausen on it. It's not gonna go through.
I
I love that you put Danhausen here.
He's so great.
I love that guy.
Oh my God, yeah.
when you
He's
said
such a
your mom
sweet boy.
cursed you, I was like, the original.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm glad that the fans came around really quickly
Yeah.
because
Well, I think they just didn't know at first
What it was.
or why we were doing it, you
Yeah.
know. And now it's like, well, because he's really good.
yeah, he's great.
Yeah, and he's got
great.
like this crazy charisma.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
So
and only
he's
he
not
can
going.
pull that kind of character off too.
Yeah,
But it's
that's what
so
I
good.
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like very. And then to see him work, he was pretty good.
He's a great worker
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
So I
So
was
they'll,
like,
they'll see eventually
yeah.
when he starts like wrestling some more. But yeah, I love that the fans came around and they love him and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I was like, he's such a good dude.
Yeah,
I love that guy.
because you know him how long?
Yeah, about 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah?
I would say.
That's great.
And then I saw him in Manchester. I was doing a signing out there before, like the weekend that he was debuting, and he didn't say anything to me. And I was like, fair
Wow.
enough, though. It was
Yeah.
a secret.
Sure,
But I was like, man, I was so happy for him.
that's awesome.
Yeah. Did you get
Yeah.
to meet his wife too? She's
No,
lovely.
I haven't met her
She's
yet.
like this pin-up, beautiful.
Oh, yeah?
Gosh, yeah, they're perfect for each other.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
I
But anyway,
love
I'm
that.
happy he's there. But I'm happier that I'm here.
What about you?
But I'm happier that I'm home.
That's right.
Yeah.
Amen.
Where's this picture?
I don't know.
Hiding
It's like
this sucker from me?
I told you I've put my electric voodoo on it. No, didn't work.
Oh, there you go.
Great.
Here we go.
Here we
This
go.
is the face she makes at me when I've disappointed her.
Okay.
when you've disappointed me in particular.
Well,
That was a photo shoot.
and like in the moment, something.
Well, there was
Wait,
a lot of things.
there was some
happening.
things
I mean, there were some
going not
things
right.
happening.
Wait, how long you guys been friends for?
A long time.
Long time?
Yeah,
Well, we're going on 10 years of.
of working together.
Yes.
And I would
Yeah.
say we were friends right away. You know, for sure.
Yeah.
But it was a working relationship.
That's how
that
you
then
met.
Grew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that so
Yeah.
much. That was the same with me and Zach over there.
Yeah. That's right.
Working relationship
That's right.
blossoms into something
Yeah,
special.
because you like, you're together, you get to know
Yeah.
what the person likes. Like,
Oh my God, it was
what
so
they
funny.
don't
So like,
like.
just one example of that. Sorry to cut you off.
yeah, no, it's fine.
We went out to dinner, and like I don't realize. I think that I, don't wear my emotions on my sleeve, but she could read me like a book.
Yeah.
I'm sure other
Yeah.
people got to. But
Yeah.
so this waiter comes over, and it's just the two of us. One of the first dinners we had just you and me,
Yeah.
and the waiter comes over and he's just irritating the shit out of me. I don't even remember what he was doing.
He was reading the wine list.
But it was something. There was something bothering me.
It was.
But I didn't think I sold. Like, I
Yeah.
didn't think you could tell how. That I was like irritated for no reason, right? Like, I get it was ridiculous. And then Elise looks at me and she's like, "Oh, that guy, he didn't know when to stop."
You're like, I like you.
I was
you
like,
got it.
"Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
How'd you know?"
You were like. it was just a moment.
No. But he clearly wasn't paying attention.
No. He continued for the rest of the evening.
He did.
We've never returned. No,
Yeah,
I'm just
no.
kidding.
I feel like you would have a pretty good poker face, though. I don't think in all these years that
Well,
I've
but
known
she
you
reads
ever-
me like a book.
But she can read, yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's
Like
around you all.
book. And I guess I must just say what I'm thinking a lot. Because
Well,
Or when you're like with
Yeah.
someone all the time and in
It's
like
true. I
good
mean, in
and bad
constant-
situations
Yeah, it's
and
true.
like
Yeah, you go through a
meetings, like
Mm-hmm.
you were prepping for the Vince meeting with the
Yeah.
the 20 things, and then you came back and I was like, fuck, what was it?
yeah.
Like, what do we need to
Yeah.
know for next time?
Yeah.
Just the work turn friendship, turn whatever this
What do
is.
they say about relationships formed in what crisis situations? Is that
oh,
it?
yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
And that's in the movie Speed
What is it?
for the call out.
Oh, yeah.
But
right.
I don't
at, like,
remember
the
what the
one-
exact quote was. And then I said it someday, like recently, and some random guy knew what it was, but I didn't retain it. Anyway,
I didn't even know what you're saying.
it's okay. I'm influenced by Paige right now.
Sorry.
Girls, come
I'm
on.
under her spell.
Yeah.
That-
You're welcome.
I mean, that makes sense.
But are you getting up or no? Am I? Okay, I didn't know if we were waiting for something. Sorry.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Joe's like,
I was
You
like, am I
just seem
waiting
to
for
be
something?
searching for something.
Yeah, I know. I was like, are we waiting
Yeah,
for
I'm
something?
I'm scared.
Uh-oh.
Is it a photo of us fighting?
Oh, God. What are you looking? He looks like he's up to something.
He does. I agree. You look like the cat that ate the canary right now.
Tweety Bird. He looks like he's up to something.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh,
You look
okay.
cheeky.
You do. You have like this chuckle on your
Joe,
face.
Joe.
You look cheeky instead.
Cheeky.
Cheeky.
Yeah. Yeah, you look like you're up to something over there. Look at that. You're like, why did your voice get high pitched?
Poor
They've
Joe.
been working hard this week too. I'll tell you that. This team does all of the pods.
Yeah.
You know, there's like a variation, but there's one
Oh.
big pod team, and they
Like
do
Cody's and everyone's?
right. Correct me where I'm wrong, but they do Taker's, Cody's, after Raw, Logan's when you're here.
Wow.
Right. Mine,
Wow.
ours.
Yours.
Is he
Yeah.
Damn, you guys must be exhausted, huh?
Damn.
Listen to people yap all the
I should
time.
know this is Taker Cena.
Sorry. Sorry if I'm yapping a lot.
Yeah.
You guys did Taker Cena happen?
Yes.
How was it? I can't even believe I just totally missed it.
You were a little busy.
No,
this
but-
weekend.
But how was it? Yeah.
Oh, they did a podcast together.
A
Oh.
live
live.
one. Yeah.
Oh, good.
When you
good.
said live, it made me think of it. Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. I was really looking forward to that one. I got to catch it. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Good. I'm glad they
They're
got
good people.
Mark.
I
Yeah.
got to see John a little bit yesterday too, dude. He's
Yes.
still the same guy.
I know he is.
Very like,
exactly the same.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, yes. Yeah, he's such a good
He
guy.
was so funny when he turned to the camera and he's like, "I'm not running down the ramp."
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
suited and
Funny.
booted,
In his
that's
suit,
why.
right?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do any of that.
Yeah, that's
now.
right. He
No,
retired.
Just
It's
take
good
it
to
Now
see
he's
him,
the
though.
host.
I was scared I wasn't going to be able to see him because he retired,
Yeah.
but I
No,
was
he's
like, oh,
still
thank
part of
gosh.
the business. Yeah.
What a guy.
Right?
What a guy. Yeah, I love his missus too.
Yeah,
She'd come
she's
up
so
to me
sweet.
without him around, and I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you? Yeah, she was very sweet.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but positive things.
very
And she
kind.
seems very, very sweet to me.
She
and
is.
she's gorgeous.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
And yeah. She's
Yeah.
stunning. Lucky John, you know?
Yeah, that's right.
How'd he get that one? You know? I'm joking, John. You're joking.
As they say.
Yeah, exactly. Gosh.
So
but-
what are you like what are you feeling? What are you thinking in terms of your goals, right? Like in a couple of years maybe we're going to have a baby, but we're going to freeze some eggs in the
Yeah,
meantime.
we're going to freeze some eggs in the meantime.
And, you know, what do you want to bring? You're champ already,
I know.
right?
That's
right?
crazy.
One half of
Yeah.
the tag team champions.
Hey,
so
still a champ, baby.
like how would you I'm going to ask a question from my video. How would you define your success in 4 to 5 years?
Oh my gosh. I came in this time with the mindset where I just want to be happy
Yeah.
and have fun because I don't think I'm going to be wrestling after this run.
Right.
You know, like I want to just enjoy my time that I have here, embrace absolutely everything, just enjoy the journey. Like that's all I care about. But I do want to finally be able to be in the Royal Rumble that I got to not be a part of, and do the Elimination Chambers and do like, all these stipulation matches that were not around when I was
Yeah, we weren't
around.
allowed. Yeah.
Oh, I had to be backstage in Gorilla when the Royal Rumble just started, and no one knew I was retired by that point, And so I just sat there, and I was just really, I was sad. I was bittersweet. I was happy that the girls finally got, like this big match that we didn't have before. But I was sad because I wasn't a part of it, and I didn't know if I was ever going to be a part of it again.
Yeah.
And so to have this moment where I'm back in WWE, my neck is good, I'm wrestling again, and there is opportunities for me to be a part of these stipulation matches. I mean, man, like, I'm really excited.
Good.
I'm really excited for the next couple of years.
That's awesome.
I don't know what I'm going to get myself into, but not trouble.
Well, maybe the right kind of trouble.
The good kind of trouble. I'll behave myself.
I
but-
think it's impossible for you to not
I know.
get into
I'm
trouble.
a pain in the ass.
Come on, you caused that trouble.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
are trouble.
I remember. Oh my gosh! I remember. Do you remember when the Jackass production crew was backstage and we got to prank a bunch of people? Do you remember?
Oh,
that?
I didn't see that.
And I didn't realize there was a no prank list, right?
Oh.
So I had this cattle prod. Do you remember, Jackie? I had this cattle prod, which doesn't feel good at all. Yeah, and I was running around and zapping everybody with this sucker, dude.
And you hadn't zapped yourself first?
No. They could never get it. I was like, no, I'm good. And in the end, I didn't realize Titus was on the no zap list. Oh, no, prank list.
No zap.
Uh-oh.
He lost his lid, dude.
Wait, was this
zapped
at
him.
the Hall of Fame sometime?
Was it that weekend? Yeah. It was a busy week. It was definitely, it might have been Mania. It might have been me.
For some reason, I feel like it's one of those things that shit hit the fan on because I think I remember hearing about it.
Oh, it was bad.
And it was like, wait, what? On top of like, all the things that happen. And then you have all the unexpected things that
Yeah.
happen. And she had a cattle prod.
Yeah.
What?
For some reason, they gave me the cattle prod. And I like
A live
give you
one.
the
A
list.
Not
live
even a
one.
gimmick cattle
No,
prod.
it was a real cattle prod backstage.
Damn.
In
What
my
are they
hands.
thinking?
Yeah, it
Really?
was stupid. Like you're
Yes.
giving like this 24-year-old this thing. And so like I zapped Titus and he lost his lid. He screamed and he kicked the cameras and it was like mad.
He
And
was
He didn't speak to me for like 2 months, but he goes into Vince and he was like, Paige electrocuted me. Da, 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 told me off.
She stuck a cattle prod up my
Yeah,
ass.
exactly. It was on his cheek, I think. It was on his cheek. And so I go into the office because Vince calls me and he goes, can you stop electrocuting people? So I was like, yeah. I'm
can do that.
sorry.
Yeah. I
He
can do
thought it
that
was a
for
little
you.
funny. Yeah. He actually thought it was a little funny. So he had like that sense
course
of
he
humor.
did. Yeah.
He was like, come on, please stop.
He's like, come on.
yeah,
do
he
it
told
again.
Titus to
Stop.
lighten up. Yeah, exactly.
But stay away from Titus.
Yeah, but stay away from Titus.
Yeah.
And he didn't. Titus, he's one of the nicest guys on the
No,
planet.
he's the sweetest. I love him.
Oh, man,
Yeah,
he
he
didn't talk
does
to me.
so much for so many
The
people.
communities
Yes.
and just charities, like he's great.
He is an
So-
amazing human being.
It really
Yeah.
is. So I really zapped a
And
really
you
good
zapped
person.
So you did. You got a good one.
Yeah, and he ignored me for 2 months straight.
No.
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
All right.
And so eventually he,
He was
came up.
pissed.
Oh, he
2
was
whole
mad.
months.
He's like, I'm on that no prank list.
I had no
which
idea.
to me makes you a target.
Yeah.
100%.
But
also,
also, no
like,
prank list.
Oh, I'm
They
gonna
gave
get
you the cattle prod without the list. That's on them.
They didn't tell me about
I
any
mein,
no
well,
prank
they
list.
should have known not to give her.
They
a
should have
lie.
never
Also,
given
who wants
you
to
the
be on a
cattle
no
prod.
prank list? Like,
Well, I mean,
come on.
But I
Well,
think it makes you a target.
It does make you a
anyway.
target.
So
It's
these 5
fine.
people I can't. I'm
Right,
going after
uh-huh.
them.
They're like public enemy number 1.
100%.
Anytime I see that group, I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, exactly. They couldn't
Oh,
get
someone
me.
doesn't want to get pranked.
Yeah, they couldn't get me for the longest time with these pranks. Every time I was like, "This is a prank. This is a prank." You cut like no.
Right.
Eventually, they gave me like this. Jeff Tremaine, he was the guy who created Jackass. He eventually got me. So he was just like, Paige, come back here. I need you to do some voiceovers really quick. And I was like, okay. So we go into like this little pipe and drape area, and he gets me to sit on this stool. And as I sit on the stool, it electrocuted me, and it went. He like pressed the button and it like went from my legs all the way up into my neck. And I
Oh
was
my
like,
God,
"Ugh." It
really?
was bad. And he was dying. Like it was so painful.
Oh
A
my
lot
God,
worse
I
than the
bet.
cattle prod.
What happens? Like, do your
My whole
muscles
body
get
just
like
went
real stiff?
Yeah, it went like fully stiff, and I fell to the ground and stuff. And I was
Oh
like,
my God.
I didn't get mad. I was like, hey, fair enough, fair
Yeah.
play. Like you got me. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like I was ungettable for like the whole time they were there.
Did they ever tell you that Titus actually set that up?
No. Oh wait,
I'm kidding.
I was
I'm
like,
kidding.
hang on a second.
Imagine.
She got you.
10 years later.
Sorry.
Yeah,
That would've
I was
been
like
kinda
10 years
funny.
later, he finally got his lick back.
Well,
Yeah.
this has been amazing.
Thank
I would
you.
love to keep the conversation going. WrestleMania just started.
Oh,
yes.
here we
Yes.
go. Yeah.
And Paige, I love you.
you.
We leave this open now for part 2.
Yes.
I just am so proud of you.
Thank you.
And so happy for you. Welcome home.
Thank you.
Welcome home.
Thank you so much.
You are such a gift. And there is just something so special that shines in you. And people love you for it. And nobody ever wants to see that light dim.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I got to do the podcast.
For the first time.
Yeah.
More to come.